you a fan of working with scrapbook sketches? Hello everyone, it's Miss Carrie from Miss Carrie's Creations. Today I'm going to show you how I modified a sketch, and I'll reveal my secrets for creating authentic looking metal gears using paint and embossing powder. Let's take a look at the supplies we're using today. I'm working with the Powerhouse kit from Not Just for Boys Kit Club. This is a rugged collection of patterns from Mintay, Photoplay, Paper Rose, and Reminisce, and they're perfect for masculine layouts. You'll also receive Mr. Fix-It paper elements, mini alpha gold puffy stickers, Powerhouse wood veneer cogs, Powerhouse trim, and this mighty cardstock cut. The kit also includes a grunge texture stencil. As I create the project, I'll bring in a few additional supplies, and I'll list those in the description below, along with a link to the kit. Each month, Not Just for Boys shares a free sketch in their Facebook group that you can use to create a project for the monthly challenge. I'm going to pop that sketch right over here so that you can see what it looks like. In the sketch, there are 4 photos. I have 3 that are going to be used to tell the story of our pup and how eager she is to assist our son when he works on his truck. She often ends up distracting him and persuading him to play instead. I use cardstock circles as templates for my designs. I have a few of these that I cut with my Cricut. They help me determine the size of circle that I need for a project, and I also find them handy when I create stitching or mixed media projects. Once I know the size of circle needed, I can cut the shape from pattern paper with my Cricut, or I can trace the template and cut it out by hand. With only 3 photos, I had to decide on a new configuration. I like how 3 of the photos are clustered together in the sketch, so I decided to go with that. I did make 1 photo larger to emphasize the story and create some balance on the page. The sketch shows gear shapes in the background, so I'm going to bring in the wooden pieces from the Powerhouse kit and place those around the circle. I love when Not Just for Boys creates wooden pieces. There are so many things that you can do with them. Today, I'm going to show you how to make them look worn and rusted like old metal gears, and we're going to do this using paint and embossing powder. I promise that I'm going to keep it simple as I show you the steps so that you can recreate the look. To make cleanup easier, I have placed everything on a silicone mat, and I've added some acrylic paints to a plastic palette well. I'm using green, black, taupe, rose gold, and metallic blue. All of the gears are going to be dry brushed with a rougher acrylic brush. This is going to create that textured look of brushed metal. I have already started painting a layer of green onto half of the gears, and I'm going to add a base coat of metallic blue to the others. As you can see, I have no special painting technique for this step. Just brush it on and set it aside to dry. If you're new to my channel, you're going to discover that I like to keep things simple, and I always show you the steps to recreate the project. I want you to be able to try new things without feeling overwhelmed in the process. If you're a fan of this type of tutorial, I would love it if you tap that subscribe button and let me know that you're new here. If you are already a subscriber, I always appreciate those thumbs up and comments below. I would love for you to tell me if you're going to try a few of the techniques that I'm sharing with you today. Alright, now our base coat is dry. We're going to create what looks like a layer of dirt over the top. On top of the green paint, I'm going to dry brush taupe. You don't want to use too much paint for this step. That's why I place a little bit of paint off to the side. This allows me to just dry brush a tiny bit of color over the green. On the metallic blue pieces, I'm going to add a layer of black. This is going to create that grimy, oily dirt look that most metallic pieces have. As you can see, this step is going really fast. If for any reason you feel like you added too much paint, You can always wipe it off with a paper towel before it dries completely. Now we're going to bring in some paint that's going to create that new metal look. When metal begins to rust, it doesn't all rust at once. You always have stages of oxidization. Some of the metal still looks new, and others turn almost a blackish color before they completely disintegrate. That's the random look we're going for here. Over the green, I'm applying bits of rose gold in patches. Some are near to the edge where it hasn't started rusting yet, and others are placed in the center. The last step involves heat embossing. While the rose gold paint is still wet, I'm going to sprinkle black powder randomly over the top. It's perfectly okay to have flyaways here because those tiny little bits are going to add to the metal texture we're trying to create. When I apply heat, the powder is going to melt and some of the paint is going to bubble. It's this final step that gives us the texture of metal. All of those little black pieces mix with the paint, creating stages of oxidized metal. To finish off the blue pieces, I'm going to use silver embossing powder. The paint has already dried, so I'm using a distress ink dauber to add some ink to different portions of the gear, and then I'll sprinkle the silver powder over the top. Again, I'm just letting it randomly fall in place to create that worn metal look. When I heat this up, it creates a shiny silver metallic look. If you feel like you need to dull this a bit, you can brush some black paint over the top or lightly sand it. While those gears set up, I'm going to create some pattern on my background by brushing scorched timber over this stencil pattern. I want the pattern to peek out from under the circle and create a frame around my large photo. This glassboard work surface is magnetic, which allows me to secure the stencil in place with a large magnet. To be honest, when I was introduced to this workspace 2 years ago, I had doubts about it, but now it's the only surface I work on. I want to enhance my stencil design by incorporating some gear shapes that will layer behind the wooden gears. I'm going to create this pattern with black texture paste. Now the stencil I'm using is different from the one that comes in the Powerhouse kit. When I recorded this video, my stencil hadn't arrived yet, so I chose one from my collection that would achieve a similar effect. Since this particular stencil is probably out of production, I do recommend that you use the one that's provided in the kit if you want to create a similar look. Once the texture paste had dried, I started to bring in all those gear shapes and layered them around my circle. I placed some of the gears underneath and some of them over the top. This did require me to go back later and add some foam tape to the back of that paper circle so that it was level with the rest of the page. In the kit, there's a large assortment of envelopes, tags, and label shapes from the Mintay Mr. Fix-It collection. After I assembled the larger envelope, I layered it onto the page so that it would sit behind my large photo. That darker black makes a great vertical statement on the page, and it's a perfect place to put my journaling tag. I forgot to mention that I added stitching around the circle and distressed it with my edging blade. I am using this same tool to create some tears on the frame of my photo to add to the rugged look. Now it's just a matter of bringing in some elements that will work as grounding points, visual triangles, and add interest to the page. I've added a horizontal label on the top right, and I've brought in a vertical piece with a tag that I've cut in two. By cutting it in two, I was able to make it look like the tag is much larger. This dark area is also going to create a place for the eyes to rest. On the right, I added another horizontal label to help ground that photo and create some diagonal flow across the page. Near the photo, I'm adding a vertical piece. This is a blue acrylic tag that says "On this day." I'm going to add more blue to the page with a Puffy sticker. Then I'll bring in some rust colored pieces with another acrylic tag and some hearts. The Puffy stickers I'm using were left over from the February Rugged kit, so if you happen to grab that last month, you can go ahead and grab those stickers and use them. When I created the page, I noticed that there were still a few of those in the Not Just for Boys shop, so if you want to grab the Puffy stickers and some of the acrylic tags for this page, you can go ahead and do that. The links to those are down in the description below. To finish off the design, I'm going to bring in some title pieces. I'm creating the phrase "Your Furry Crew." Now it's going to take me a moment to get all these pieces in place, so I'm going to go ahead and finish that off camera, and then I'll share the completed layout with you. Before I added the title, I created some bold stitching patterns with black embroidery thread. This zigzag pattern here and lines of stitching here helped to ground a few of the elements and brought in some great texture. I added more twine up here to my tag, and I finished off that title. The gold color in these letters matched the little bit of metallic that I've added to the gears. At the base of the page here, I added another arrow. This helps form the corner of an imaginary rectangle that frames all the photos and elements together into one big cluster, and that helps them stand out against all the layers I have in the background. This industrial Mr. Fix-It design was inspired by the challenge sketch in the Not Just for Boys community. The page is filled with textures, hints of masculine colors, and captivating elements that all come together seamlessly to convey the story I have in mind. One of the highlights are these fantastic gears that I just adore. Their realistic appearance adds so much to the page, and the effect was simple to create with paints and embossing powder. I encourage you to experiment with these techniques as well. If you're one who enjoys pinning photos to inspiration boards, I've added still shots of this layout on the Not Just for Boys Kit Club blog and on my website for you to use. I want to thank you for joining me for another scrapbook project. If you have any questions about this project or supplies listed below, feel free to post that in the comments. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to see what you create.